There it is. Is it a full moon tonight? I think we're looking at a full moon up here. It appears to be full, or very close to. It's fully illuminated. I think the moon is more likely to be absorbing sunlight versus reflecting it. That's what I think. Drew it. Smoke rings with Dr. Bass on a full moon. Oh well. Wooey. Alright, enough of this. Holy skunk. What's good, my friend? Alright. Is it a full moon tonight? Looks pretty full. I don't know. Looks pretty darn full. What do you think? Isn't there supposed to be some kind of eclipse, like a blood moon happening somewhere in the world right now? I think there is. The bloody moon. I was watching somebody's show where they were talking about, I was listening to someone's show. I don't know who it was, but they were talking about the moon, the blood moon being, or this particular blood moon being, I guess the astrology behind all of it is something significant in that there will be a lot of confusion being generated just strictly due to the... Where's my guitar? I wonder if you can see the pot plants in this light. Let's see it the other way. It's too dark. I'm in my pot garden right now, but you can't really tell. Maybe if I go this way. No, it's too dark down here. They're in their night cycle. Is that my guitar? Where the fuck did I put that thing? Oh, maybe it's in my room. Hold up. Here it is. try to keep the porch light off tonight because it's so bright, and I'd rather have it be more of a mellow lighting here. How much battery do I have? Oh shit, I'm low. My battery's always low on this fucking piece of shit. Here we go, I'll plug in. There we go. Problem with that is it's hard to stand the phone up when it's got the plug in. I'm very low tech. And I guess it's sort of deliberate. I guess I'm deliberately low tech because I'm in a family of people that are extremely high tech. My brother is like he was one of the top software engineers for Tesla. He just left. Tesla's hating it right now because he was high up. Like he's got the knowledge of how shit's done, and he also has I guess you would call it like I don't know what you would call it. He knows how everything has been run down there at Tesla, and I guess you would call that sort of like there's a term for that when you have like a certain understanding of how things have been run. You might be good at what you do, but if you come into the position that he had, like you're gonna need someone to explain to you how everything's all rigged up, and he's got I forget the term now, what that's called. It's like at any rate, it's been interesting having a brother that's an important figure at Tesla because I've heard some very entertaining accounts of Elon Musk and just the basic level of stupidity the guy embodies. Like my brother will say things about him where it's just like, dude, it just gives up his whole fucking gag. Like the guy's not bright at all, and he doesn't understand how computers work. Like my brother's like, dude, we'll be at meetings and like he hasn't seen him that many times, but like he has a few times he's been at meetings with him where he's just like he'll suggest something that's like he'll bring up some idea that he has that is just totally fucking it displays his lack of understanding, and like people have to correct him and be like, no, you can't do that, it's not something that computers can do. I mean, I guess maybe people that would want to debate me on this would be like, oh well, he's just ahead of his time or something. But no, that's not what it is. He's just stupid. Like he doesn't understand the things that he claims to be like, like cutting edge. Like he's not that. He's just surrounded by people that are that. Like my brother, for instance, who knows how to implement some of these ideas. But I mean, I don't think the guy's even really an idea guy. I think he's just kind of like he's just he's like the face. Like they got his face on all this technology they want to roll out on the world, but they're like making it seem like it's a private thing, like where it's like now we have like a private company that sends people to space, so space must be real. It's not just a government thing. Now there's private companies that are doing it. So, he's the furthest thing from being like a fucking entrepreneur, private company. Like he's a total government, fucking government, player, whatever. Like, can you imagine just meeting Elon Musk at a party all drunk or something if he didn't know any better? And this guy's like, oh yeah, I invented this artificial intelligence. It's like smarter than people, So I was worried about it. So we're gonna have to like merge with the artificial intelligence. I invented this Neuralink brain chip that you're gonna have to get brain surgery and put all these wires in your brain so you can be compatible with the AI. So you can like, we're gonna evolve to like, singularity where all our minds are all in unison functioning together. We're going to surpass our human bodies, we're going to be immortal. But in order for that to work, I had to make sure the whole world had internet, because we're all going to get the Neuralink so we don't get destroyed by AI. So I had to put all this Starlink up in the sky, put all these satellites are all over the whole world right now, and it's like, so your Neuralink's connected to the Starlink, connected to the AI, and we're going to be all like symbiotic with artificial intelligence that I created. And, so since I'm connecting with the whole world, I bought the most popular social media app that all the world leaders use, and everybody in the world, Twitter. I changed it to X because X is my letter. I love X. It's like X is the mark. X marks the spot. It's like X is my space company. I bought a space company, and I'm figuring like, dude, things are getting crazy. We need to be a multi-planetary species. So I decided to buy this rocket company. We're gonna send 1 million people to Mars. We're gonna start a colony on Mars. It's just like I'm sending rockets. I fucking got the Starlinks. I need rockets to put the Starlinks in the sky. And I'm sending people to the ISS and back. I'm talking with all the world leaders on my X Twitter. And I'm saving free speech because people were getting censored. So now I'm letting people talk about everything they want to talk about, unless it's talking about Jews or whatever. But, and then it's like, so I have all that shit going. We're going to switch to electric cars. We're going to get off of fossil fuels. So I made Tesla the car company. Everybody's buying a Tesla now. So I was like, government subsidies, it's like it's sort of like incentives to buy my car. Basically, the government's incentivizing people to buy my car. It's a pretty sweet deal I got going, And it's like, so I got the Starlink, the Neuralink, the fucking CarLink, the fucking Space Link, and it's like, and things were getting kind of crazy for me and my elite friends, I'm not friends with the president of the United States, Trump, the most powerful guy in the world, me and him are buddies, until we had a falling out, but it's like, it's hard for us to get around, people follow us, they want to kill us, and people are obsessed with us, so we have to be able to get around safely. So I bought a company that's called the Boring Company. They're not boring like uninteresting or like, drab. No, boring like we're boring tunnels underground. So right now there's like tunnels, there's highways underneath your feet. You just don't know about it, but we've been building these, underground passages and cities and bunkers. It's all underground. Nobody sees it. Nobody can see it. Like we're driving underneath you right now in our semis, just cruising around, like, getting all the technology all set up worldwide. We're just like, we can get around in our little underground, tunnels. I bought the Boring Company, so I'm responsible for that too. So it's like we have our whole underground thing going on that nobody really knows about because you can't see it. It's underneath you. We got the sky I'll cover. We got the underground I'll cover. We got the above ground I'll cover. We got the Neuralink, the Starlink. We're gonna have internet all over the whole world. We're gonna evolve to like a multi-planetary species. It's like, get this guy out of here, man. Who the fuck is this clown? The fuck's he talking about? He's drunk. Oh no, dude, that's Elon Musk. No, all that shit's true. All that shit's real, dude. He's really doing all that stuff. You're right. Give me a break. It's just kind of difficult to believe, It's just because of your incredulity, Dr. Bass. Just incredulity. You just don't understand, dude. You're not hip to it, dude. You don't get it, dude. Some people are just like gifted and they have like a lot of connections and they just know how to do things. They see what's coming in the future. They invest in it and the technology. It's just like what they do. They're smart people, It's just all good, dude. It's for the greater good, bro. Don't you understand, man? What's wrong with you, dude? Get with the times, bro. just can't ignore what is happening anymore. No, you can't ignore. Can't ignore it anymore. You can't ignore what is happening anymore. No, you can't ignore anymore. You can try, but it ain't gonna do you any good. You're alone in this one pound. There's only very few of us here and now who can still tolerate you. And we can't even take it anymore. Now we're leaving out the door as your fears begin to manifest themselves. Your fears begin to manifest themselves as your fears begin to manifest themselves. It can kill you in the end when you no longer can pretend, my friend. And now there's an elephant in the room that's consumed you. You have yet to even mention the elephant in the room. Your fears have manifested. You have yet to address it. The elephant in the room. Now your fears have manifested. You have still yet to address it. The elephant in the room. Yes, your fears have manifested. And you have yet to even address it. The elephant in the room. You have yet to address the fears you've manifested. Your nemesis, the elephant in the room. And we can kill you in the end. If it's going to be you or him, your nemesis, who you still have yet to address. You still have yet to address the elephant in the room. Your fears are manifested. You still have yet to address. You can't ignore. You can't ignore. You can't ignore it anymore. No, no. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. No, you can't ignore. Can't ignore. You just can't ignore. No, you just can't ignore it anymore. Nobody can ignore this anymore. No, we can't ignore. No one can ignore this elephant in the room. You can't ignore what's happening anymore. No, you can't ignore anymore. You just can't ignore it anymore. No, 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 no. Did you happen to catch the raccoons? They were singing along with me. That was cool. They're all, you hear them like, they're all making them, they were being so verbal about it. It was cute. It was little baby ones. They're coming out, they're all, that was so cool. They're like in the same key as my song. It was awesome. What's up, Schneider? Good to see you, buddy. I woke up today to the sound of the rain falling down from the sky. Sorry. Of the rain falling down from the sky brought a tear to my eye. as the clouds cleared away to a sky, a perfect blue sky. Teardrops and raindrops, this day has begun. Behind every dark cloud, there waits the sun. Has it been said, so shall it be done. I always knew that you would run, but you know that I love you with all of my heart. It was over before it could start, and that's easy to say and harder to see. But some things have to be believed to be seen. Some things have to be believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. My reactions are slow. I got nowhere to run. I got nowhere to go. And I'm going alone. So I sing this song. And I know you'll sing along, 'cause you wrote it for me to sing back to you. Now that I do, there's still no sign of you. Unless you're true. What I've done only forced you to be. When I know you with all my heart, it's ever since the very start. That's easy to say, it's hard to see, but some things have to be believed to be seen. Some things have to be believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. Believed to be seen. day, to the sound of the rain falling down from the sky. It's looking pretty flat down here, looking pretty flat. It's looking pretty flat, and I don't think that it's really curving anywhere. It's looking pretty flat down here, looking pretty flat. It's looking pretty flat, and I think that maybe it's just because it's flat. I don't really call the shots, I just make them. I don't need a replacement for my objective reality. I don't need to believe in something I can't see. It's looking pretty flat down here, looking pretty flat, oh yes. And at the end of the day, you'll have to treat this place as though it were the place that you think that I'm crazy for thinking that it is. At the end of the day, they'll have to treat this place as though it were the place that they say I'm crazy for thinking that it is. It's looking pretty flat down here. It's looking fucking flat. The end of the day, they will have to treat this place as though it were the place they say I'm crazy for thinking that it is. Something like that. It could be a song. I need some help with it though. The lyrics weren't really coming to me. I like that. It's looking pretty flat. So as far as I can tell, it's not really curving. It sure as hell don't seem to be turning. It's looking pretty flat, and I know that it's also not turning anywhere. Now on the other hand, I can't rightfully say that I know we're stationary, baby. No, 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 no. Now, do you believe in gravity, young ladies and gentlemen? Because gravity is fake. It's phony. We live in a realm that defies what anyone really could fathom, because we can't see outside our frame of reference. We become so indoctrinated by the system we exist within that some of the most obvious things have become completely subverted. People just can't even grasp. conditions that were set for this situation to be occurring, it goes so deep, goes beyond our scope, you know. I mean, we can conceive of infinity, you know. It's like you cut something in half. Now you take that half and you cut that in half. Now you take that half and you cut that in half. You take that half and you cut that in half. You know what I'm saying? You can cut something in half forever, but at a certain point, your scope falls off. You can no longer do it, you know, because you're just not, you're not infinite in your composition, you know, in your physical vessel. But we can conceive of the idea. It technically is possible. Like, you know, between point A and point B, there's an infinite amount of space. Because if you just traveled halfway to point B, and then traveled halfway from that point to point B, and then halfway from that point to point, and you just kept going half the way. I mean, at a certain point, you wouldn't appear to be moving, but you would be. The thing is, you can divide something in half forever, so you would never get to point B. There's an infinite amount of space between point A and point B. If you go half the distance, and then you go half that distance that's left, and then you keep cutting it in half, you following me here? We can conceive of infinity. It's something that's conceptually sound. Like, I can't debunk the idea of infinity. Whatever God had to do to make this all happen, all the idiosyncrasies, all the microbes and macrobes, all the way out and back again, and some, all the way around and up and down and inside and out. It's energy, it's electric at its core. That's how this is all happening. It's purring, it's buzzing, it's, you know, energy. God is that energy. God is consciousness. It's like there's not some dude sitting on a throne somewhere, just, you know, musing over his creation. That's not how it works. I don't think that's what's going on. I mean, there is, in the sense that a lot of people are imagining that. Even I imagine that when I pray. You know, I'm praying to this personality. You know, this all. You know, the greatness of, you know. You know, I'll just be like, dear God, you know, thank you for my family, and thank you for, you know, whatever. I just show gratitude. And sometimes I'll ask for things. You know, I'll be like, please, you know, protect us or whatever. A situation that I'm feeling nervous about or whatever. It's funny because for a while for a good period of my life, I didn't go around talking about God, or like, you know, I kind of made fun of the idea, you know. I'd joke about it and stuff, you know. I read a lot of the Bible one time when I was in jail, so I did educate myself a little bit about the Bible, at least. And just, I took a philosophy of religion class when I was in college, junior college. So I had some, I mean, I was a philosopher, you know, but I wasn't necessarily like, I didn't talk about God that much. And I kind of, you know, I was just kind of reckless and crazy when I was younger. But at a certain point, I was locked up in jail. It was the first time I got arrested, and it was like kind of traumatic for me. And I was going to be extradited to a different county, and it was just stressful. I'd never been in that situation before, you know. And I was about to be extradited. I just spent 2 weeks without knowing what the fuck was going on. I was like, you know, I was like isolated, you know, it was just in a cell with one other person, and the communication was rough, you know, and I didn't have any idea what was going on. They told me I was going to be out in 3 days, and 2 weeks goes by, and I'm still in there, and nobody's telling me what's going on. It was just stressful, you know. And it was because I was getting extradited, you know. So when I finally figured I was getting extradited, they had me in this little holding cell, you know. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to another jail, you know. I knew what that was. It was a different warrant I had. It was ridiculous. It was for an open container. They extradited me over an open container. Fucking unbelievable. I ended up doing 3 weeks. But that's beside the point. I was in this little holding tank, and I was just like, I found myself praying because I was just so like, just broken, you know, when you've just been locked up away for 2 weeks, but it takes a long time to go by when you have no idea what the fuck's going on and you're cut off from everything, you know? It's just like terrible. You know, it's awful, it's stressful. And so at that point, I'd kind of surrendered to it, you know, but I was just like in between. And I was going to be extradited, and I knew it was going to be like an 8-hour drive. And I was just like, this is going to suck, you know? And I found myself praying to God. I was just like, please, God, let it be. And I was just like, I was praying for it to be 2 females. I was like, because they said there's 2 agents that are going to take you out. That's what they told me. There were 2, you know, extradition agents. They're going to be here. They made a point to tell me there was 2 of them. I just remember praying for it to be 2 girls. I was like, please let it be 2 girls that are going to be extraditing me. I was just praying. That's all I was. It's so funny. That's all I was asking for from God. I just wanted to be around. I wanted to be in the presence of females. I was feeling so broken, and I just wanted to be able to hang out with some females. I mean, I'm not like, you know, like some weird pervert or something. It was just, that's the situation. You're stuck in this, you know, you're just around dudes, strictly dudes for like 2 weeks and just isolated and cut off and being treated terribly. And I just wanted to be in the presence of a female. That was what I was missing the most. And I was praying to God, begging for that to be the situation. And And when I found myself praying, I'm like, well, I'm praying. I get checked in with myself. I'm like, well, I'm praying to God right now. Like, that was the first time I had, like, really found myself. See, that's the point I was trying to make, is that my story is irrelevant. But the point is, like, when you're in a situation where you're desperate and things are just fucked and you just want something to work out, you know, you find yourself praying to God, please, God, let this happen. You got to realize that you believe in God right then. And it doesn't matter what you might have said prior to that. You obviously believe in God because you're sitting there begging to God. And, and so all the jokes you might have made about that or made fun of religion, all that shit that might have happened before, you were sitting there praying to God, earnestly praying. Oh, that's just irrelevant now because you obviously believe in God. And so from there on out, you know, you can just pretend you don't, but you obviously do. So that's what I was doing. I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I believe in God. It just, that was when I ended up reading the Bible on that same, on that same stint in jail. But God did answer my prayer too, just to finish the story. Like, there was these 2 younger women that extradited me, and it was like a few other, like, you know, ne'er-do-wells. But not only was it 2 younger women that were really sweet and nice, it was like a 10-hour road trip, you know, and I'm in shackles the whole time. You're in like handcuffs, ankle cuffs, and it's just awful, you know. I'm not like a hardened criminal. It's like an open container ticket. It was so excessive, but they smoked, and they let us have. They basically bought cigarettes for us to smoke. It was just like heaven. And they bought us fast food. You know, I'd never been extradited before. I thought it was just going to be like in the bus with a bunch, you know, I didn't know it was going to be all like plush. That was plush for me. Being in shackles, smoking cigarettes, eating fast food, hanging out with some chicks. It was like a shitty time just turned into actually a good time. That was a fun road trip, you know. It was so weird, you know, because you're just like having a conversation like you're just kicking it with some people, you know, but you're all in shackles. Can I have another cigarette, hon? It's just so weird and fucking abstract when you look back on it. Like everybody's playing their roles, you know, you get your costume on. I'm the criminal, I've got stripes, and you got your cop outfit on. So stupid. We're just people. You know, everybody's got to wear their costume, so it's like they're playing your role. I'm the extradition agent. You're just a person, dude. I'm not a criminal. I just happen to be in shackles right now. You can trust me. Deal with that. before they die. Oh Lord, before they're dead. Everybody wants to have a little fun. Everyone needs to sometimes. Everybody wants to have a little fun before they die. Before they die. Oh Lord, before they're dead. Before they're dead. Everybody wants to have a little peace. Everybody needs to sometimes. Everyone wants to be part of the feast before they die. Oh Lord, before they die. And everybody's gonna die. Yep. I guess it's not a very cheerful song. It kind of seems like it is, but then everybody dies at the end. Oh well. It's an honest song. So it's got that going for it. It's earnest, it's honest, it's true. It's just kind of morbid, that's all. Whatever, dude. Sue me, why don't you?
He wrote a morbid song and made it sound like it was happy. And everybody died at the end. It's stupid, it sucks. I'm not gonna listen to this guy anymore. He's a shill.
No, a shill is when somebody is doing something that they know is dishonest. And they're just doing it because of their, whatever they're getting out of it. You know, it's like, whatever it might be, whether it's just attention or fucking money, you know, some kickback, some fucking incentive that they're not being upfront about, they're not being forthcoming about why it is they're going on and on about something that's like fucking, you know, they don't even really believe what they're saying. They, in fact, in many cases, they know it's just a line of bullshit, but they're still pitching it because they get paid. That's what a shill is. That's what a shill is. A shill isn't just some person that you disagree with. No, a shill isn't someone that you just don't like. No, that's not what a shill is. That's misuse of the word shill. There she blows right overhead. She flew right over my head. It's bingo, right over my fucking head. Couldn't have been more directly above my fucking head. And they just kept going. Somewhere along the line, someone with half their mind and all the means began pulling the strings, implementing the most diabolical schemes ever been dreamed of. Slowly, ever so gradually, to begin this scheme. the land, every woman and man will be poor unwittingly, directly into this diabolical scheme, dreamed up by someone long ago, someone that we never know, someone that's not even alive anymore. No, they just set the wheels in motion, and it's underway right now, every single day. Coming from above, drifting down on top of you and I, from out of the sky, gradually incorporated, infiltrated, God's creation, the living man, ever so gradual, infiltrating you with ease, very tiny things that can barely be seen, not with the naked eye. No one can see these things. It's ever so gradual, been going on for your entire life, longer than that. No one really has a clue, although some of us do. So it's ever so gradual, like dust in the wind, in the air, baby, and breathing, and then tiny elemental ingredients, and you know what we seem to be obviously working towards. It's really no secret now, it's become completely out in the open, just no one really realizes how far along this is gone. with machine. It's absurdly disturbing to be merging with machines. I don't think you heard me. Absurdly disturbing, emerging man with machine. With machines, with machines. It's absurdly disturbing. I don't think you heard me. The merging man with machines. All the way out and back again. There is no limit, there is no end, there's no looking back once you begin. This is forever. There is no end, there is no end, there is no end. All the way out and back again. There is no limit, there is no end, there's no looking back once you begin. This is forever. There is no end, there is no end, there is no end, there is no end. It's absurdly disturbing to be merging man with machine. Machine. The most diabolical scheme. Covertly merging man with machine. None of us ever asked for this thing to be done, imposed on you without your knowledge. And now you're aware the things I'm singing to you are true. I'm not making this up for you. No, this is a fact. You should know that they're covertly merging a man with machines. It's just absurdly disturbing me to be merging man with machine. I hope that you heard me. It's absurdly disturbing to be merging with machine. Right. It is a full moon. If it's not full right now, it's got to be full by tomorrow. I'm getting kind of cold. No, or, no, it's like almost 1. Where's my fucking weed stick? I had it. Had it. No. Yeah, it's never using the car. Oh God, why would I do that? I think I did. Sight hole. Sight hole. It's like dire straits around here, man. We got no lighters, out of cigarettes, packing cigarette butts in a pipe. We're out of cigarette butts. No, it's just gotten to be fucking dire straits. I'm gonna go recycle a bunch of copper tomorrow. I'm getting paid on Thursday, so hopefully there'll be enough money to last me till then. I scavenged a yard for copper today. I probably have a good 30 pounds of it here. Maybe 30 pounds, 20, 30 pounds. I don't know what I think it's like $4 a pound. I know I have more too. I'm gonna search around my yard. Alright, I'm gonna do one more quick song and go to bed. I don't know what I'm gonna play yet though, so I'm thinking about it. That wasn't exactly a quick song. It's gonna be faster, quicker than that one. I mean, it might be slow. It'll be quiet, that's for sure, because it's late. Quiet. This is a quiet riot. Shh, this is a quiet riot. We're having a quiet riot. Please keep your voice down.
A quiet riot? What do you mean?
This is a quiet riot. Shut up. It's like an oxymoron, bruh. The quiet riot. Dumb name. I mean, do they even... I always thought it was weird because they never really like talked about their. It was just like they were just like a fucking total like. They weren't like a genuine band. Quiet Riot. They weren't even playing their own music. It was like they took that song from somebody else. They're girls rock your boys. We want noise, noise, noise. I can't even get this pipe lit because it's fucking. This is a hopeless endeavor. I'm over it. I could figure my weed stick. I'm gonna do that. I'll be right back. I thought for sure it'd be in the car, but it's not. Oh well. How frustrating. What did I do with it? Okay. Whatever. It's gone. I lost it. You're never gonna find something if you're looking for it. It's one thing I noticed. No, because you're looking for it. So you'll always just be looking for it. What you have to do is you have to tell yourself, I'm finding it. Because if I'm looking for this thing, it's like, well, have fun with that. What you should be doing is finding that thing. Because you'll notice the second you stop looking for it, you find it. I used to be like, I can never find anything. That's a hell of a life to manifest. Why would you want to? Why would you want to make that your reality? I can never find anything. That's too bad. Why did you choose that to be your reality? That's weird. I guess you like punishing yourself. You like the torment of looking for something in vain constantly. Ugh. Have fun with that, bro. I'm finding things. I like finding things. I like finding shiny things. I like those shiny items. You can buy them at the store. I like those shiny items, but they cost a lot more than those boring, non-shiny things. That's why I like finding shiny things for free. Yes, I like finding those free shiny things. Who wants to pay for a shiny thing if you can get a free shiny thing? Will this man get a hit off his weed pipe? This is the challenge of the night. Without a working lighter and it's looking like it might not happen. Oh, come on. Oh, so close. Oh, you fucking thing. Oh, come on. There's no light. There's no fluid in any of these lighters. Well, this is just a hopeless endeavor, it looks like. I keep telling myself that, but I haven't given up yet. Maybe this thing will light. I mean, how could I have all these lighters and not one of them has a single drop of fluid left? Oh, whoa, here we go. Stay lit. Oh, you little fuck. You're trying to fuck with me. I guess I should give up. This is just not gonna happen. It's not gonna. How can I not have a source of flame? This is not. I'm not accepting this reality. This can't be happening, man. I've always got to have some way of making a fire. I got one match. See, there's one match. I'm gonna make it count. You piece of. Come on, man. Stay lit. Oh, you fuck. One of these lighters has to have at least one light left in it. Just so I can get one hit. This is when you know you really gotta have your fucking your grass. Yeah, see, this has a lighter. I have one light left in it at least. Okay. Or not. I'm gonna ass out. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm not one to just give up. That's the thing. There's gotta be a way where there's a will. If I hadn't lost my weed stick, that's the thing. I was fucking taking hits of that before I came down here. I didn't go anywhere else. What would I? How did I lose it? It doesn't make sense. See, I'm pulling the childproof thing off because then you can usually get like another couple lights out of it. All right. Let's see if I can do this now. Yeah, it kind of worked. I don't think I've been in this desperate of a situation for a while. All right, let's give this another shot. I got half a hit. I think I'm ass out. It's hard for me to believe that I can't find one single source of flame. This is just pathetic. How could this be the reality I'm experiencing right now? I can't even get one thing to light. There's gotta be. This fucking house is real right now. There's not one way to get something to light right now. Fucking come on, man. What a horrible twist of fate. Alright, maybe this will work. I can't believe it. No. Not one of these fucking lives. Unbelievable. Aha. Why? Unbelievable. It lights, but only sometimes. This is fucked up, man. Unfucking believable. I can't fucking believe this shit right now. Fucking pissed off now. This is bullshit. I'm just trying to do this now because I feel like dude, I can't believe it. I haven't been able to get a hit yet. Here we go. I got a match. All is not lost. I worked so hard for that hit, you don't even know. Or you do know. Hold that thing in until the cows come home. Relief. Please don't dominate the rap track if you got nothing new to say. If you please go right up the track, this train got to run today. Spend a little time on the mountain, spend some time on the hill. But some say you better run away, others say better stand still. don't know what I was told in the heat of the sun. A man died of cold. Keep on running, don't stand and wait. The sun getting dark and the hour so late. One way or another, one way or another. This darkness has got to give. Dark star crashing, pouring its light into ashes. Reels and tactics, the forces tear loose from the axis. Searchlight casting for faults in the clouds of delusion. Faults in the clouds of delusion. Shall we go? You and I, while we can. Through the transitive nightfall of diamonds. The transitive nightfall of diamonds. The transitive nightfall of diamonds. If I had the world to give, I'd give it to you as long as you live. Would you let it fall? Or hold it all in your arms? If I had a song to sing, I'd sing it to you as long as you live. Lullaby, or maybe a song, serenade. Wouldn't you laugh, dance or cry, or be afraid at the change you made? Maybe I don't have much to give, but maybe I have a song or two. Only if you let me be your word, could I ever give this word to you? Could I ever give this word to you? Could I ever give this word to you?
A song or two. Only if you let me be your word. Could I ever give this world to you? Could I ever give this world to you? Could I ever give this world to you? Well, I fucked that one all up. Could I ever play the right chord for the song? This is a love song that I wrote many years ago. Kind of a generic love song. Kind of tongue in cheek. Just get left to go without. I don't wanna end up that way. I can see better day. Only I had one thing to say. I love you. I'd have known years ago I'd be here right now. I wouldn't change a thing at all. It always works out somehow. You think you get a second chance, and it doesn't end up like that. The things will fade away, and they won't ever come back. I don't wanna end up that way. I can see a better day. Only I had one thing to say. I love you.
think I know you better than you know yourself. Think I know you better than you know yourself. I know you better than you know yourself. But I think you know me too. Yes, you do. You know me too. And you know me too. You seem to know exactly what I would do. And I know you'll admit that the world has gone crazy. I know you'll admit that the world has gone crazy. And everyone has become so fucking lazy about caring for each other. Lazy about caring for one another. Lazy about caring for each other. I think I know you better than you know yourself. Think I know you better than you know yourself. I know you better than you know yourself. I think you know me too. You know me too. You know me too. What's up, Schneider? Oh, did you say something? Blue Cloud, what's good, my friend? Yeah, I was trying to hit my pipe earlier, man. I was having a rough one. Sorry I wasn't reading the chat, man. I just kind of get lost in my own little fucking my own trip. You were right there with me, huh? I couldn't get a fucking lighter. I wish I could bring a guest on. I should figure that out, huh? Would you come on if I could do that? I have some smoke. Yes, I do. Are you still there, Snyder? You gotta get stoned. Yeah, you know what's up, man. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm glad you're still kicking it if you are there and see. I don't know how recent recently you wrote this right on, but oh yeah, you're there. Cool, tight, right on. It sucks. I have to be so quiet. Now that we were talking about that roach, huh? I'm trying to take another. I like playing guitar at night when it's quiet though. I like the crickets, and I like toning it way down and trying to get all quiet and delicate, you know. Where are you at, anyways? I got my pot plants. As soon as these puppies are ready, I'm gonna fucking I'll grab a weed. But yeah, it's kind of like, oh wait, is that my weed pen? Dude, it was in my fucking pocket this whole time. Fuck, dude. Oh my god. How stupid. Yeah, I wish I could get people to listen to my flat earth argument. No, I found my weed pen. I do want to take a hit of my weed too, though, because I got this. I've been smoking fresh pot off my plants. It's really good. It tastes so good. I think I can unplug my phone now. I wish I found my lighter, because I'm gonna have to take. I like to put my phone where I can see while I'm doing this. I'm gonna have to use a match to light my pipe here, because fucking all my lighters are dead. We'll see if I can do this. I don't think it's gonna happen. I got one match. Dire Straits. Stay lit, please. See, I might have to go get. I'll get some more matches. That thing, Jared? No. I'm just dipping in right here. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Here we go. Got a full pack of matches. I'm happy. I'm so stoked. Fucking ridiculous. Fun accident. Yeah, but I still got like a couple weeks, probably until harvest, maybe even longer than that. One of my plants is gonna be ready in probably like 3 or 4 days, I'd say. Maybe by the end of this week it'll be ready. Cause it's fucking. It just needs to tighten. The nubs need to get a little more tight. It's still a little bit too loose for me. Like the fat on it. I could show you right now. I just don't. I could get my flashlight. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's nighttime. I don't know if I'll really be able to see that well, but I'll shine a light on it. Let's see here. Turn around. This is the one that's just about ready. See if you can see the hairs are starting to turn, you know. But it's kind of, the buds aren't as tight as I want them to be. I mean, they're starting to, you know how they get like tight, but they're not like, you can like press on them and they don't really go in that much, you know. They're like dense, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that just usually happens towards the end of the flowering cycle, you know. But it's getting there. I mean, it's pretty decent cola right there. I don't know, it's not that great, but I'm sorry, plant, you're great. I'm just saying it's not that massive, but this plant, you know, I'll probably get like an ounce off or something. But yeah, I got some, this one's gonna be a lot here. The nugs are getting pretty big on this one, dude, but this one's not as, this one just started flowering. It's a fatty plant, though. It's a fucking wedding cake crust with a, what is it? Wedding cake crust with Gorilla Glue. This is sour diesel right here. Just straight up sour diesel. It just started flowering too, so it's not that far. It's kind of cool. They're all offset. Like I'll have several plants. Well, I mean, I'll have like, there'll be, this one just started flowering like this week, last week, or whatever. It's barely flowering. And this is my little squirt. This was a little plant that was like a teeny little plant that I just neglected like crazy. And I just saw it last minute. I stuck it in a pot. And then just like within a course of a week, it just popped up. And now it's like almost as tall as me. And it's got a bunch of nugs on it. I'm like, dude, this is a little squirt. It barely fucking total survivor. This plant's a total survivor. It was getting neglected and I stuck it in a pot. And now it's just all boom. It's cool. This is the big mama right here. I like this one. This is the one I'm probably going to harvest within the next week. It's kind of hard to tell, but the hairs are starting to change color. When the hairs, the white hairs are the Sex Pistols, and like when they're white, they're waiting for that pollen. They're just like, fuck me. And so when they turn brown, that means they just gave up on getting fucked. So they're just like, okay, I'm done. That's when the hairs die back. That's when you know it's reached its primo ripeness. You usually want to harvest it before all the hairs have given up. I call it giving up. Because right there, they're just trying to get fucked. They're like, I'm just ready for it. Give me that pollen, baby. Give it to me. Give it to me. The Sex Pistols are just like, I want that shit. But then after a while, they'll give up and be like, fuck, never mind. They'll turn brown. But you want to harvest it before they all turn brown, because that's like, I think that's past the most ripe. It's like, you don't want to get it when it's on its way to decaying. You want to get it while it's still, reaching that point of, where it's just like, can't get much riper than this, boy. This is it right here, baby. This one's going to be ready pretty soon, too. This is one. It's weird. They're all of them are the same seed, but one of them was a sour diesel, but they were all seeds. The rest of them are all the same Gorilla Glue crossed with wedding cake. But two of the plants ended up with these purple stems on the leaves. It's like quite noticeable purple. They got purple. But then the other ones didn't have that. Like, this is the same seed stock, but they don't have any purple. And that squirt down there was the same. I mean, it's all the same kind, but only two of them ended up with the purple leaf stock. So it's like a variety of. But I know they came from the same seed. It's just like there's like genetics where it's trippy. It's like they're not all the same. There's like varieties within the seeds. I mean, they came from the same plants, is what I'm saying. But but there's a variety within that. It's trippy. Like, it's like when you have kids, I guess, they're not all gonna look the same or whatever. I guess that's how the seeds work. I mean, I don't know that. That's trippy. It's kind of. I would think they'd just end up being the same, but there's definitely a difference. I mean, the purple stem is quite noticeable. It's not like just random fluke, because the buds are a little bit different too. They're a little more thin. It's like just a subtle difference, but I know for a fact it came from the same the same plant. So it's like, because those seeds, I've been growing those seeds for a few years now. That was the last of them this year. And I've noticed that before too. There was I've seen it before, the purple. But I don't know. I didn't know that that's how that worked. Like, that was the first time I've ever noticed, where it's like when you have seeds from a certain, whatever, a time when you harvested plants that had seeds. And just whenever you grow those seeds, it'd always be the same. I don't know, there would be like variety within the seed stock. Whatever you're gonna call it. Hopefully I'm making sense. I'm probably, I don't use that. It worked though. That was pretty good. This old pipe's cool. fucking, it's got a glass bowl, but it's like this rubber shit, you know what I mean? Silicone or whatever, so it doesn't really break. Because the pipes that I have usually break. Oh, like my bong earlier, the skunk knocked it over. I don't think he broke it though. Well, the bowl broke. Little fucker, he was trying to get, trying to find food. But the only thing on the table was this container full of like chalk. He was just like he knocked over the bong to get to this chalk, and he stuck his nose in there. He's just like, oh, never mind. Like he came up there, caused all this havoc just to look in that little box and realize that it wasn't even food. Fucking guy. Anyways, my show is getting boring. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I like these late night shows. It's cool, and I'm gonna figure out how to do a thing where I could bring you on the show, because that would be fun. I'd get a kick out of that. If you want to come on my show or whatever, we could do a show. We could think of something. I like this, just kind of going off the fucking hook, off the cuff or whatever. Yeah, skunk. I got pet skunks. I got like 3 of them. I got pet raccoons too, and cats. I got 3 of each actually. There's a mama and 2 babies, raccoons, and then there's a bunch of skunks. Actually, there's a new batch of them. I think there's like 3 or 4 little ones and a couple big ones. It's always a different number. It's like, so we have like a skunk and raccoon breeding grounds in our basement. Behind our wall, there's always a family of raccoons and there's always a family of skunks, but it's not the same family. It's like a breeding ground. It's like we're like a safe house. There's probably other places in the neighborhood that they treat like that, but we have a certain, I mean, it's been going on for years. We feed them, I'll do like the skunk cams. I've done some live streams if you ever want to see the skunks eat. I just would do like skunk cam, and I'd have the fucking camera pointed at the skunks while they're eating. They'd fight with each other and shit. They're so cute. They're funny. I love skunks. I've only been sprayed once. That was this year, but we've had them for years. This year was the one time I got sprayed by them. It was just a little one. I think he just got scared. I was sitting on the stairs right there because I heard him walking up. Then I heard him do his little jump like they would do if they were scared. And I looked, and I think he bounced off my back. So I felt something hit my back. He's just a teeny little skunk. I think he saw, I just surprised me. Didn't expect me to be sitting there, but when he bounced off my back, he split. He took off, and I instantly I smelled that strong. I mean, if you ever had a skunk spray you point blank like that, just a little baby. It was foul, man. It's like, I've smelled it like that before my dog got sprayed, but I never had it that close. It's like, damn, that was just a couple months ago. It was so gross, dude. I had to take off my shirt, and that absorbed most of it, but it's like a different sort of smelling. Like, how a skunk smells, but it's like, it goes beyond that. It's like this, it goes beyond pungent, whatever the word would be. It's like the epitome of what skunk, it's like a certain type of smell, and it just goes beyond that. Like, it takes it to a new level. Like, there's this, and it's so wrong. It's just like, it's the most, it's like, it's like it disturbs your sense of smell to a point where it's like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, it sort of fucks you up. Like, it's just so wrong. It smells so bad. Like, I remember watching my dog get sprayed, like, point blank right in the face when he's fucking with skunks. My old dog. I don't have him anymore, but because he would never learn. And so I watched him get sprayed right in his face, and and he's like, ah! And he started sneezing immediately and like gagging. He's like rubbing his face in the dirt. I was like, dude, I've never seen that shit. But I understand how he could be because I've had him spray me that one time recently, and he sprayed my back. It was right there, right on me, and it was, dude, it's foul. I can't imagine getting that right in your face. Like, you'd puke for sure. The dog was like dry heaving, like, fucking sneezing, and trying to like rub his face in the dirt. I felt so bad for him. That's awful though. That's like the worst smell. If you've never been skunked, you don't know what I'm talking about. The Sasquatch smells like a wet dog, doesn't he? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that smell. It could be beyond pungent. It's like this, it brings it to a new level where it's just like the most foul thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just wrong. I heard Sasquatch smells like a wet dog. Like that wet dog smell, you know what I mean? That's what Karen B says. And it's weird. I've heard someone else say that before too, and that's what made me, you know, honestly, I didn't really believe in Bigfoot until I heard that. For some reason, when I heard that Sasquatch smells like a fucking wet dog, but it's like a really strong wet dog smell. When I heard that, I think it was the second time I heard it and it was Karen B that was saying it. I knew she was a Bigfoot believer, but I never took it seriously. But I'd heard somebody else say that on some video somebody had showed me, and I was like, that's weird. And it kind of perked my ears up. You know, there's like, it's got a smell, and it smells like a wet dog. But then I heard Karen B say that, and she was explaining it. You know, it was like a personal experience, and like, it's just, you know, when you hear something and it just rings true, like you know that what you're hearing is a factual account. Like the person who's telling you this thing, you just know it just rings true. Like you know what they're saying. It's just an experience they had, and it's like it just sounds true. Like you could tell they weren't making shit up. And when I heard that, it rings true. I'm hearing that and going, oh, that's a real thing. So there's an animal people call Bigfoot that's super, you know, elusive and it smells like that wet dog smell. But it's really strong. All of a sudden, I just believe that it's true. It has a smell that brings it that much closer to reality. Have you smelled one? Do you believe in Sasquatch? I've heard people talk about thinking there was like Yetis, these little Yetis that live up here in the Santa Cruz Mountains. I don't know. They smell like wet dog and trash. Sulfury. You believe in Bigfoot. There's a Bigfoot museum up here in the mountains. I used to live behind it. It's kind of cute, but I never really took it seriously. It's funny that it was that whole thing about the way they smell that made me suddenly take it seriously. Because I'd never taken it seriously before. It's like, oh, I might have seen something in the bushes. And it was like, pfft. Yeah, dude. You know, I've been backpacking. I've been out in the woods for a month at a time, you know, just through the deep fucking backcountry. You know, I've spent some serious time out on the trail. Just fucking, you know, weeks hike from fucking any civilization, you know. I've been deep in it, you know, and I've seen a lot of crazy shit, but I just feel like, dude, if there was fucking Bigfoot out there, I would have fucking been the first person that would have seen one, or I would have been, you know, it would have been more likely that I would have seen one, because I've been through some crazy backcountry shit, you know, just for days on end, weeks on end, and fucking, I've never seen nothing like that, never smelled nothing like that, seen bears, and, you know, but I never seen fucking no Sasquatch. Never seen no, like, mystical, like, creature that I couldn't explain what it was. I might have found some weird lizards and snakes before. I think I caught a fucking, what are they, a foxolotl, little mud puppy. It was pretty trippy. You woke up to one standing over you. Dude, I'd shit my pants. You sure it wasn't a bear or something else? Obviously, you thought about that. Where were you at? You actually got to see one that was standing over you? Fuck you. Dude, you gotta come. We gotta do a show together. I wanna talk to you about this shit. That's crazy, bro. Now we have to do a show. Have you got on anybody's show and talked about that? That's like some serious shit, dude. That's pretty rare. He was looking at you. He's overstanding. Bro, that's fucking insane, dude. Are you like in the woods or like out in like fucking Canada or something? Where are you? So you didn't see it, you just heard it? you could smell it. Dude, how long was it there? That's insane, dude. You're scaring the shit out of me. What's up, Jim Anus? Talking about Snyder's fucking Bigfoot encounter. That shit's whack, bro. He had to. Why would he be standing over you? Of course he knew you were there. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're in tune with their surroundings. Ohio. Has there been other Bigfoot sightings in the area that you're at? What's up, Jono? That's insane, bro. I'm trying to think if I've ever had any kind of weird shit. I mean, like I said, I've spent many nights out in the woods. I've been on really lengthy trips backpacking too, and I've never seen anything that like that. I've had bears over me, and I've woken up to bears fucking rummaging through my shit. Like, yeah, I've woken up to big animals, you know. But I knew there was bears out there, though. I wasn't like, you know, it was kind of startling, but I knew what was going on. But like, bears are pretty cool, actually. They don't really want to fuck you up. I mean, depends what kind of bear we're talking about. Like polar bear or like grizzly bear might see you as dinner, you know, probably would. But like, the other bears are pretty cool. They're nice. Like, you could probably make friends with them, you know. They're pretty cool. Like, you don't want to fuck with one who's got a baby. Like, you'd probably want to be careful about that. You could still make friends with them, though. They're nice. They're cool. They're super cute. They just want to eat, you know? So if you have some food, then you make friends with them, you know? That's how I made friends with the raccoons and the skunks. And now it's like a generational thing. They all have their families here and they disperse, but there's always a family of them here. There's always babies. It's so cute. Baby skunks and baby raccoons. Sometimes I get mad at them. They'll be like rummaging through shit, you know, or fucking keeping me up at night, making a bunch of noise. I'll come yell at them, you know, they get all, but you know, we're just like friends, you know. They don't like leave or anything, and they know I'm not gonna hurt them, you know. It's like, oh, he yelled at us. They get all like, ah. But like, I yelled at them earlier tonight. And I was out here singing, and they all came out. They're all singing with me. Did you hear that? They were so cute. I gotta listen back to that because they're all singing with me. They're all, it's so cute. Maybe that was them saying sorry. It was like communicating with me. I'd like to make friends with a bear. That would be so cool. See where the moon's at. It looks pretty full. Do you think, like, with today's optics, if it was a real thing, do you think if they went to the moon, like, we'd be able to see it? Like, I haven't, you know, my Nikon P1000, I could pull that out and you can get like a close-up of the moon, you know, where you're seeing like details, but like there's no, you can't have anything to refer it. Like, there's no reference. You don't know how big those craters are. I mean, but it's like, it doesn't look like it's 250,000 miles away. I'm just saying, like, if somebody went there in a spaceship now, do you think we'd be able to zoom in on it and see them? You know, I keep saying that if they ever go there, they're gonna have to, you know, claim to land on the dark side of the moon. That way nobody can like keep track of what they're verify it or not. You know, I bet you anything that's what they'll do. They'll be like, oh, we got to go to the dark side of the moon because blah blah blah. And it's basically just because we have better optics now, we could see if they're there or not. Not if they're on the dark side, we can't tell. They could even like fly something to where it looks like, oh, that's them flying by, but we have to land on the dark side because it's fucking this and that. We've never been there. Like I say, dude, if you go to the moon, you better land on top, you know? Because if you don't land on top, you're gonna fall off and like, come flying back down here. Ah! You better land on top of that thing. You know what I mean? On the top of it, like, you know, on the top, like, you know, so you're not on the side or on the bottom. Because you know, if you land on the side or the bottom, you'll fall off. You can't land. You better land on top. You'll figure that out pretty quick when you get there. Like, oh shit, we gotta land on top of this thing. What made us think that we could just go land anywhere on a sphere that's floating in the sky? Why did we think we could do that? Man, we gotta land on top, man. Landing on the side. Be sideways. Fuck that. What do we think? I guess we had a totally different idea about what's going on with things. It's not like we can't land on any. We can't land anywhere. We gotta land on top. Abort mission. Can we land on top? What do you mean? Oh, it's not like you thought it was. It's not like you can just go land anywhere on a sphere that's floating in the sky. No, you gotta land on top. You're gonna fall off. Huh? What? You got a whole different idea of what's going on with things here, man. By the way, the Earth is flat. What? I don't think anyone's ever gonna go to the moon. I think it's like the thing, like the moon goes with you, you know? Like you never really get there. It's like trying to go to the rainbow, you know? You just never really arrive. It goes with you. The funny thing about a rainbow is that it disappears. And the funny thing about the moon is that it disappears. So it's all about timing, I guess. Make sure you're there when it's there. It's like we landed on the moon, but during the new moon, so like nobody could watch us while we were there. But we landed on it. It was invisible, but we landed on it. You just couldn't see it from where you were, but like we saw it. We saw the new moon. We landed on it while it was a new moon. Because the sun's on the other side of it, so it was all bright. We landed on the dark side of the moon in the sun. You know, you guys just couldn't see it because it was a new moon. Yeah, that's right. That's a great story. Let's go with that. Yes, perfect story. Oh, that's perfect. A perfect lie. Oh, we had to land on the dark side of the moon during its bright time when it's a new moon, so you guys couldn't see us because it was a new moon for you guys, but it was a full moon for us on the bright side of the dark side. Because it was dark normally, but it's dark for you, but it's bright for us, and we landed on the bright side of the moon. Yeah, that's right. So now we got that base covered. We don't have to we can get away with just saying we went there during a new moon and nobody can see jack shit. Just be like, oh yeah, we were there. We could see it because we were on the dark, or the other side, where it's bright, you know. It's dark for you, but it looks dark. Well, actually, the dark is facing you, and we're on the bright side of the moon. You couldn't see us because you can't see a new moon. But we could from space. Perfect lie, the perfect cry. So that's what they'll do. I'm glad I got to the bottom of that. That makes sense. We went during a new moon. That way we could go see the dark side of the moon when it's lit up. And that way we could get away with going there and like saying that we're there when there's no way you could be watching us because it's a new moon. And I guess that means that it's just the moon is out during the day. That's the thing with the new moon. The new moon doesn't go through the night sky. That's why you don't. But the thing is, it's like we do see the moon during the day on other occasions. So it's not like the reason you don't see a new moon is not because it's only out during the day. It's about its position. But because you know what I mean. It's not like a new moon. It doesn't go through the sky at night. But it's not because of that we don't see it. Because we can see the moon during the day on other occasions. But it's the reason we can't see the new moon is because it's where it's positioned in relation to the sun, I guess. The sun's charging the other side of it or something. Or, you know what I mean? Because it's not visible at all, so. And so that just has to do with the fact that the sun is just lighting up the other side of it, and we can't see the rift where it would be. Is that right? Or is that what we're supposed to think? I mean, it seems weird. It seems like there would be some time, where just based on the conditions, whatever, where the new moon could be visible, because if it's that, because the thing is that new moon doesn't go through the sky at night, but the new moon does go through the sky during the day, and so that means it's up there, but it just can't be seen, because of the way the position of the sun. But you'd think there'd be some instance where somebody got to see the new moon just because of certain lighting, certain things would have aligned in a way where you could see the outline of it or something, But that's the thing. I don't think the moon is really reflecting the sunlight. I think it's absorbing it. And I think it's doing the opposite of reflecting it. I think it's absorbing it, and it charges it up, and it glows. That would still explain the way, 'cause people say there's shadows in the craters, so it couldn't be its own light. I get that, but I think you would still see shadows in the craters if it was charged up from the sun. Because it might not charge that part, because the geography, the topography or whatever. Like the sun's gonna charge whatever it's hitting. So if there's a part where there's like an indentation in the crater or whatever, like that part wouldn't charge as much because it would be blocked. And so when it's glowing later, you would see certain shadow areas. And just, it's still a feasible concept that it would be charged. I think the moon is charged because I think the moon is an old sun. I think it's made of the stuff that suns are made of. It's like a composite of plasma and something else. And it just, once it was finally spawned out, like I think we get our souls from the sun. I think that's the soul, the sun, SOL, sun, soul. I think the spark of life is drawn directly from source. And that's every soul that's spawned leaves a corresponding sunspot where that soul used to be. And, based on how we live our lives, we either go to heaven and become a star, or we just go back to source, the lake, the plasma lake of whatever souls, and try again, whatever, until you go to heaven. I think we have a whole sun's worth of souls up in the sky, all those stars that we see. I think it's the whole sun's worth of souls, and some probably. And I think we still have our old sun. I think we're on our second sun. I think there's 2 suns that have been given birth by the earth, right from the navel of earth, right at the North Pole. There's a sun that's born. It breaks off its umbilical cord right there in the North Pole and activates. And there's this huge plasma event that just sweeps the whole face of the earth and just resets everything, shoots up into the sky and starts this, spawning souls. And, for every sunspot, there's a new soul that's spawned down here. And, there's a finite amount of souls in the sun, because if everyone figures out how to go to heaven, people have, it's like a test, if everyone just starts going to heaven, the sun will eventually be drained, And there's evidence here on earth of people that lived here before we came along that were seriously enlightened. That they had knowledge of this place that just goes to the next level. Those people were going to heaven. Those people knew what was going on. They had an understanding of this realm that we're so far from it. And we're starting to put it together, but there's evidence of that all over the world, And so I think that's easy to think that there could have been a time where there was enough people going to heaven where the sun was finally drained. And that last soul that was spawned as sun, it goes dark, flashes right there, It's like this light bulb that goes out in that one instant. The glare is reduced, and it's like right before it solidifies, it's reflecting the entire earth on its face. So there's still like, shadings of you can see it on the moon when you look at it. But as soon as it solidifies, all the places where the boiling, popping, bubbling plasma was going, it solidifies. So there's all these craters everywhere. All the bubbles were, it's like you see this cratered surface. And, it's made of the stuff the sun's made of. So the sun can charge it. It absorbs up sunlight and glows just like the sun just like it used to. I mean, the thing is the same size as the sun, the moon. It's doing the same thing as the sun. It's circling over our heads. There's nothing else like it, you know. The only thing the moon is like is the sun. I mean, you know, it's this thing floating around in the sky that glows and circles over it on a schedule. You know, probably when it, you know, became dormant, when it spawned its last soul, it's probably lost some elevation. You know, it's gradually sinking. That's why it's on a different schedule. You know, it's closer, but they're about the same size. It's doing the same thing. The moon looks spent, like it looks weathered. The moon looks like it used to have a different purpose. It looks like the Death Star, you know, the dead star, the dead sun, you know. It's like the first sun. It's, you know, the moon. It's like this. It's a dead star. It's a Death Star. It's like, you know, the moonlight helps things decay. It's the dead light. The sunlight helps things grow. The moon is a dead star. It's a dead sun. It's done. It's like it's spent. It's made of the stuff suns are made. It's a plasma moon, you know. And you can even see its belly button when it was first spawned out of the earth, out of the navel of Earth, right out of the North Hole. From Mother Earth, she spawns a sun. Earth gives birth to a sun, breaks off its umbilical cord. You can see its belly button. If you look at the moon, next time you look at the moon, just go out and look and zoom in on it. You can almost see it with your naked eye on some occasions, but you'll spot it right away. You just have to know what you're looking for. You're looking for the moon's belly button, where it first broke off its umbilical cord when it was born as a sun. Now it's just a dead sun. I imagine that eventually it will crash into the earth, but that's a long time from now. I think it's losing elevation, but just really gradually. Like mainstream science wants us to think that it's actually slipping further away. I think it's doing the opposite. They also tell you that it's reflecting sunlight. I think it's doing the opposite. It's absorbing it. They also tell you that there's a downward force pulling things to the globe Earth. I think the opposite. I think there's an upwards force pushing up against us. I just tend to think the opposite of whatever mainstream science tells me. Because, you know, it's usually the truth. That's why I'm Dr. Bass Ackwards, the reverse psychologist. Because I know that in just about every instance where you're being told something by the powers that be, they're going to tell you something that's the complete opposite of what the fucking truth is. So I gotta flip the script, because that shit's always all flipped and fucking bass backwards and shit. I've studied it long enough to know the pattern. You don't gotta be a reverse psychologist like Dr. Bass Ackwards to know this shit. It's pretty obvious. I mean, it's pretty much a joke. Alright, well, I guess I gotta go to bed. It's a Bass Ackwards world, man. It's just a Bass Ackwards world. Alright, you guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll do this again tomorrow night. Maybe I'll figure out how to have some people on. Mental illness. Mental illness. That sounds pretty ill, man. Right on, guys. Love you. Cheers.